Kotlin. So we want to perform some list operations like getting list size, elements in the list, and performing some filtration in the list, something like such. So we are going to mimic a real world operation where we have users in let's say in a DB, or maybe from a network request. Then we are going to perform when we can add to the list, like locally, making like post request, something like that, then searching through the list, and also of course getting the list size, something like that. Okay, so we're going to start by creating a data class called users. So it's going to hold name, var name of type string. It's also going to hold it's also going to hold email also of type string. Alright, I think for this is done. Let's create those data above here. So let's have a val called users list, and we assign it to be a mutable list. Like mutable means list that can be modified. So let's assign it to mutable list of type users. We have down here and we assign it to mutable list of users. Yeah, that one. Next, we're going to create an immutable for getter. Like we want to get this list, right? Okay, so let's create a getter for that. So we say users equals to list, a list of type our users data class, and we assign it to the users list up here, right? We assign it to the users list up there. So let's create a method to add user to the list. Okay, so we'll have a function called add user, add new user. So the add new user is going to take in a user with J type user, and what it's going to do, it's going to add a user data to this list right here. So we'll have a user list dot add. So we're going to add user, right? So that is done. So let's test by adding that new user. Let's test by adding a new user. So we'll just call this function directly over here. Okay, and we add user, so it will be of this type user, right? So we'll have that user, and we have a name. Let's say name to be John, and email to be j@g.net. So this is the email of that user. So let's create a function that returns all the users that we've added, right? So we'll have a function called get all users. So the get all users will return a list of users here. We expect it to return a list of users, and that there, right? So so let's start by printing line let's print let's say number of users colon and have string interpolation and say get all users dot size. Let's call this method over here. Let's call that dot size. So let's try and run it. We expect to find where did we get that? Okay, we had a typo there. It should be of type this, not the other one. Okay, so let's see. So now that we have only one user added, so yeah, so we can also duplicate this line several times to continue adding, or we can just create objects to, let's say here is Jen, let's say Jen, what again? Again, another name. Let's say Smith. Sub Smith. Smith at g.net. So if you get size, you will have 3 records there. To get the size, you will have 3 records there. Okay, so we have add user. So we should find users, right? Instead of, yeah, we should find users. Okay, this method gives us users, right? Why don't we get a method called search? Let's say find function search user. The search user should take in a name. Let's say search QS, search query set, and that should be a string, right? Yeah. So this should be return. What should it return? It should return. Let's make it return list of users, right? Yeah, let's try and make it return list of users. Okay. So we are going to traverse the this list, right? So we are going to say what are we going to say? Should we just return one? Wait. So we're going to have that dot filter. We're going to filter, right? So we're going to filter where what do I say? Where, okay. We should filter over this. So we should filter, let's say user, right? So we now have user, right? So we're going to return where user dot name should, the search query set should just be any keyword that matches elements in that particular. So too many characters in the literal. Roman characters in the little Roman. Search keyword. Let's try that. Search keyword. Search keyword equals space. Type mismatch. In fact, type unit not expected. A resolve name. Holy shit. Didn't update change. Alright, it did. I remember naming convention. That is the reason as to why we didn't get that. So it returns the one that contains John, right? So if we use J, now it should return two records containing John and Jane, right? If we of course capitalize, if we capitalize, we should not get anything, I guess, because it's a wait, yeah, really should not get anything. What of if we search Smith? Let's say SM should give us Smith, right? So okay, let's do a recap of what we've done. We've created a data class for holding our data, and we've created a mutable list that you can perform operation on it, and we also create a getter for the same. We create a method called add new user to add new user to the list, right? You create get all users that only reads from the mutable list through this getter over here called list, the immutable list of users, right? And we also created a search. The search is searching on a keyword, any name that is contained in the list of users, the getter over here. Yeah, you can also tag on this function here. You can, I think we'll just try. Yeah, sure, try. Yeah, that should also return the same. I think let's try. Yeah, should actually. So now that is done, so we reused our methods, not just calling from. Yeah. Alright, I think it's done, and let's see each other when we're starting the map. That is in the next video. Bye.